popular request based on your responses to the previous uh, questionnaire. I've chosen to focus on some writing and reading tasks which you might find useful to try with your students. So we're going to look at a diagram label completion activity and short answer questions and review of writing, which is describing data. At the end, we'll have a end of course questionnaire. So, I'd like you to take a look at this diagram coming on the screen shortly. The question is, just looking at the basic diagram, what features can you explain from the information given? What can you understand about the diagram just using the information that's on there? Compare together. Please open your mics and talk together.
Can you please zoom in a little bit? Because I see
Uh,
the image, but I can't see the labels there. Thank you. Thank you. Is this a reading comprehension question or a listening task or?
it's all to do with reading, yes. We'll start with reading first, and then we'll do with some writing. So maybe you could start by looking at the key words like dung beetle, cowpat. What do you think it's related to?
I will guess roots maybe? Like,
Yes, also
I don't know.
roots of a plant or talking about an insect, something like that, something like
I think
biology.
you're closer with insect. Yeah, but what is a dung beetle? You could Google it if you want.
Mhm.
I think in Spanish you call them escarabajos.
Ah, yes, it's horrible.
You know what those little escarabajos do? They roll up the poo, don't they? Which is the dung, right? And what do they do with the dung once they've rolled up the poo into balls?
Ah, yes, they are really disgusting.
So what do they do with it? What do they do with the poo?
I have no
Usually,
clue. Do they hide it?
yeah, usually they
Yeah,
hide it to eat, or even on the, I don't know, they take the poop from the cows. Usually, it's on the farms,
Uh-huh.
and they take it to eat all the minerals. If we say in that way, the minerals to feed themselves.
Yeah, I think it's mainly they lay their eggs in the poo, don't they? Yeah. So but where do they bury the poo, the dung? In these tunnels, right?
Yes, like
These
below
holes in the
surface,
ground.
right?
Yes, yes. All right. So, what kind of information do you think is missing in the diagram? Next question. Look at the instructions, and the answer space is 6, 7, and 8. Kind of information is required for the answers.
Which beetle does what? I don't know.
Isn't it likely that the missing information is the name of the types of species? So the different species dig different types of tunnels, right? Because those wiggly things underground, those are the tunnels, right? So the different species dig different tunnels, don't they? What are the key words in the diagram?
Maybe surface or depth.
Right. And also, is it meters, millimeters, centimeters? What is the
Centimeters.
unit of measure? It's centimeters, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, for task type 10, like this, the words will probably only come from one part of the text, but they do not necessarily occur in the order of the passage. It's important to note that students should pay particular attention to expressions relating to location and position, as these are likely to be the ones relating to the diagram, along with the key words. In what order would you do the following with the reading text and why? Please discuss together. Detailed reading, scanning, or skimming.
I will start with maybe scanning.
Yes, because well, for example, when you show us in the first time the picture, we were like, okay, what is that? I don't have any idea what is that. Yes, I agree with scanning, maybe skimming and detail reading because of the because we were looking at the keywords.
Uh-huh. No, you might be surprised, but the recommended order is the following. So I suggested, I'm putting the answers into the chat here. A suggested procedure is to scan the text for the keywords and then skim the part of the text around the keywords to see if it relates to the missing information. For example, with the sample text, the word tunnel appears in the first paragraph once, but it is not related to the missing information. Tunnel appears several times in paragraph 2, as you will see. And this is the relevant section for the missing information. So I'll share with you now the text, because you want to see the text, obviously. There we go. Please find the text in the chat. So if you look in paragraph 2, you'll notice that tunnel appears several times in paragraph 2 after only appearing once in the first paragraph. And then detailed reading should only happen when the students are sure they have found the relevant section of the text. So now you've got the reading text. Let's try and apply that. And I'd like you to submit your answers through this forms. Please confirm that you received the form. How long shall I give you to do this? 3 or 4 minutes to answer 6, 7, and 8. Don't submit your answers straight away because I'd like you to compare your answers. Uh, and tell me the exact place in the reading text where you found the answer. 1 minute left. Time's up. So, where did you find 6?
Eh, I think quite like most of the answers are in the middle, like in the second paragraph.
All
I'm
right.
not incorrect, yeah.
So 6 would be here, wouldn't it? Where it says South African beetles dig narrow tunnels of approximately 20 centimeters. That's that one. 7, that would be the French ones, approximately 30 below.
Mm-hmm.
And that just leaves the shallowest tunnels for the Spanish ones.
Mm-hmm.
So please submit your answers. Let's check. Yes. Yeah, but 100% correct. So it should be South African, French, and Spanish. Tease. Good. If you were to base a lesson around this material, you could use that for the while reading and for the post activity. It's suggested that, well, you then collect in the reading text, and either for homework or during the lesson, you could get students to write a summary of the diagram in their own words, which demonstrates that they've understood it. And that would be useful practice for academic writing. Task 1 as well. Let's turn our attention now to academic reading task type 11. This is short answer questions. One second. Now, the important thing with short answer questions is always to read the instructions carefully, especially the number of words the candidates are asked to write. The suggested procedure is to identify the key words in the question and then scan the text for the corresponding section. That's the first stage. Into the chat there. As the answers will usually be in the text, located in the text order, they can move through the passage without too much repetition. They then skim the corresponding section to find the answer. Occasionally, the answers will not always be in the text order, so students should be encouraged to skim read around the relevant section of the text if they don't find the answer quickly, and keep the other questions in mind at all times. So, let me
I
give you
have,
the read. Yeah, let me just give you the reading paper. So, here it is, coming into chat now. One second, one second. Here we are. Please click on the link. You had a question.
sorry.
You had a question, Monica.
Oh yes, I was wondering if young students or students not really familiar with IELTS, like at the beginning of the process, should be encouraged to read the full test in detail.
What, the whole reading paper?
Yeah, like not I mean, I understand that this is strategic, that maybe this reduces time and all of that, but if let's say they are young learners, I'm talking about six or seven or eight graders that eventually will have to present IELTS in 11, at that stage should we as teachers encourage them to read the full test in detail, or that will not be something that you suggest?
No, it's not efficient. Yeah, they need to use skimming and scanning procedures because there's too many words to read in detail. Yeah.
Okay,
So
got it.
they need to use skimming and scanning to read more efficiently.
Got you.
So
Thank you.
the recommended procedure here is to first highlight the key words in the questions. Okay, so you've got three questions here. The first one is, in which year did The World Health Organization defined health in terms of mental, physical, and social well-being. The second one is name the three broad areas which relate to people's health according to the socio-ecological view of health. And number three, during which decade were lifestyle risks seen as the major contributors to poor health? Okay, so to make this a bit easier for you, I'm going to give you a slide with your name on it. So group A, this is, well, there's only one group, but Monica, Adriana. And I'd like you to highlight what you think are the key words in these three questions. Here is the link to the activity. Okay, and it's slide 7. Please find slide 7 and use the highlighter tool or the underlining tool. So you might think that year was important. All right, yeah, that's pretty good. The recommended answers are the following. These are the answers they suggest for keywords to highlight. Now, the next stage is to oh, sorry, that's wrong. Gives this one, yeah. I'll try and make it bigger for you, the text. Okay, so the next stage is to scan the accompanying text as quickly as possible to find your keywords. Remember, scanning means reading quickly to locate important information in terms of individual words. And then write down the corresponding paragraph number next to each question. Now, it will be actually a paragraph letter. All right, so I'd like you to, on the on the slide, write down the paragraph where you think the answers to question 1, 2, and 3 can be found. Here is the text coming to the chat now. It's on this Google form. And I'll also give you the text on a PDF. How about that? There we are. So scan through the text and try to locate in which paragraph it corresponds. The question. Give you a couple minutes to do that. So, which paragraph corresponds to question 1?
C.
See, yeah. What about number 2? Any idea, Adriana?
I'm still thinking. Maybe the E.
Let's check. Yes, you're right. It's E. And which decade were lifestyle risks seen as major contributors to poor health? Looking at those keywords you underlined. Monica, can you help us with that one?
I'm looking, still looking.
Maybe it's D.
You're right. It's D.
E, D. Yeah.
D. Yeah. Now, going back to our worksheet, we're on stage 3, where it's recommended to reread the first question and skim only the corresponding paragraph for it, which was paragraph C, wasn't it?
C, correct.
Yeah. Skim only the corresponding paragraph for it and write down your answer. Be sure to answer in no more than 3 words. Then repeat for the rest of the questions. So I'll give you 1 minute per question, which is 3. So remember, you need to be focusing on paragraph C and E and D. C, E, and D. Those are the places you will find the answers. Write your answers into the Google Forms, and you can go ahead and submit. So you're ready, but I'll give you 3 minutes to do it. There's the form again. Remember, no more than 3 words for each answer. If you write more than 3, you won't get points. It won't count. 1 minute left. All right, please submit your answers. Let's see how well you did. So up to 3 words, yes. The answer is 1946 for the first one. Someone put 1940. Why did you say that? Let's have a look. What could have happened there?
Sorry, Andrew, can you give me 10 minutes? I lost my phone. I'll be back.
All right.
Sorry.
Adriana, did you put 1940?
No, 1946.
Ah, yes. Yeah, because it's look, it says here. Yeah. WHO 1946. That's correct. So, yeah, not right. E, three broad areas related to people's health. Suggested answer was social, economic, environmental. That's correct. And the decade. I think either is possible, yeah. It's 1970s or 70s. Yeah. You'll notice that the answer to question 3 appears before the answer to question 2 in the sample. Usually, the answers will be in text order, though sometimes they are in slightly, but never totally, in different orders. So it's kind of unusual that it was out of order. Right, let's continue. Oops. With writing. Let's talk about television. I'd like you to talk together about this, use these questions to prepare us for what we're going to, the task we're going to read. What time of day do you usually watch TV and what do you watch? What time of day do you usually listen to the radio and what do you listen to? Do you watch TV or listen to the radio more? Do you think most people have similar TV and radio habits to you?
Sorry, I'm back. Thank you.
Just on the previous academic writing reading task, someone put
Yeah.
1940. Was that you?
Yes, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just yeah, that was what we call a distractor, isn't it? Because it says in the late 1940s, right? But
Uh-huh.
the actual answer was from in C, paragraph C, where it says WHO 1946. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And in
So
this case, it will be valid 1946 only, yeah? Yeah.
yeah, that's the only correct answer because it was in which year, not the decade. If it had said
Okay, got it.
decade, then it would have been okay. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Now we're switching to over to writing. Um, we're going to look at an academic writing task uh, from the first part of the exam, and the theme is TV and radio. So, what time of day do you usually watch TV, and what do you watch, Monica?
Well, I don't really watch much TV, but if I do, it's like after 6 or 7.
Not even streaming?
And yeah, I will probably watch an episode on a series or or a short film or documentary.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, stuff like that. Hmm.
What
I'm a
about
big
you,
fan of
Adriana?
history and serial killers, so
Oh,
always
really?
on those topics. Yes.
What about you, Adriana? Are you a TV
Uh,
person,
Not really.
or do you prefer radio? Do you listen to radio more?
Sometimes yeah, I think
Mm,
that I prefer the radio instead of the TV. I don't really like watch TV. It's not like my thing, but I prefer the radio. I prefer the music.
right. Well, radio is a good source of exposure for students. Encourage your students to use Alexa to tune into, I don't know, BBC or National Public Radio in the States. And of course, streaming can be a good source. My wife and I, we watch a Spanish series every day, almost exactly the same time of day, every day, called Valle Salvaje. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's on Netflix. No, it's a
Yeah.
Spanish soap opera. Okay.
Ah, yes, my
Yeah.
mother-in-law, she's watching that.
Yeah, it's good for, yeah, popular with housewives, I guess. Now, look at this graph. What does it describe?
It's talking about the percentage of the UK population of the maybe the radio and television. How many people do they listen to the radio? And the other percent of people do they watch TV? Something like that.
Uh-huh. And does it reflect, is it similar to your viewing or listening habits?
In my case, no.
Why not?
Can you repeat the question, please? I
Is
got
it
some.
is it similar to your viewing or listening habits?
No. In my case, the radio is higher than the television.
Mm. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, especially if you drive to work. What about you, Adriana? Is it similar to your viewing or listening habits?
Well,
Uh,
okay.
sorry,
Adriana?
I just answered. I think that is the that Monica has to answer.
All right. Now, I'd like you to look at these three summaries and decide which you think is the best summary that goes with the graph. Give you a couple of minutes to read those. Shall I make it a bit bigger? Which do you think is the best summary? A, B, or C?
Should we answer it in the chat or?
Let's do it orally. Adriana, which do you think is the best summary? A, B, or C, and why?
I think that is mm, B. I think it is B
Why?
because well, if we compare the television with the radio, the television is higher, and the paragraph B says that just under
But is it a
30%.
good summary? What about you, Monica? Which do you think is the best summary?
Well, I definitely eliminate B from the beginning because that's more like a conclusion rather than a summary.
Right.
I then select C because
Uh,
the first one introduces information that is not included in the graph,
uh-huh.
like listen to the radio when you were going to work.
Yeah.
But I have a problem with C as well. Isn't it redundant to say to sum up overall or no?
Possibly, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's not perfect, but it's still the best. I
Yes,
agree. I
C is for
agree.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's C, yeah. You're right. It's not A because it has some informal language, like telly. There's too much simple language, repetition of big. It repeats language from the rubric, like audience, and it interprets the data instead of reporting. You're not supposed to interpret. It's not B because B gives specifics, not trends. And C is correct because it summarizes the three main points. TV is more popular overall. Radio is more popular in the morning and TV in the evening. And it has a good range of academic language. All right, so far? Now, which words in C can be used in any summary? If we wanted to reuse some of this language, which words in C could be used in any summary? Let's increase the size of this a bit. There we go. To sum up, do you think that we could use that in any summary? Would that be a useful phrase?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same as in summary.
Mhm. So let's highlight that. Sum up. How about overall? Would that be a useful one overall? Yeah, right.
Yes.
Whereas probably as well. That's a good comparing phrase. And maybe significantly. Yeah, that's a good way of comparing significantly. Larger or significantly smaller. Are there any other words or phrases in the other summaries, like A and B, that could replace these words or phrases?
Well, in B, I don't know if they can be replaced by whereas or to sum up. Well, in conclusion, no. But then the word out of hits a high of 45% and figures big adjust. I think that's like more sophisticated language, no?
Yeah. So you could use in summary.
Yeah.
There's another handout for you there in the chat, and you can see that they're in the boxes.
Okay.
We can, you see the box down at the bottom? It's got however, on the other hand, slightly, in general, in contrast, generally speaking, and substantially. So in box one, we could also put in general and generally speaking. In box two, what could we add there?
However.
However, yeah, for a comparison.
Hmm.
There's another one we could put in box two.
On the other hand.
Yeah, great. And in box three, we've got some adverbs, haven't we? So significantly, we could also say substantially, but the opposite would be slightly, right?
Yeah.
Notice the punctuation. So before however, often we use full stop. In contrast, often goes at the beginning. Now, let's have a look at reporting some of the numbers. Some students who perhaps not great at mathematics sometimes avoid or shy away from this part. But I'm going to have you work on this. So these sentences all refer to our graph. I think we need to have the graph in front of us clearly. So let me reproduce the graph and put it into the chat. The first step would be to identify which sentence is referring to radio and which is referring to television. That will help us to then focus on the data. There's the graph. So you've got it. You can download that and have it in front of you. Sentence one. Is that radio or television?
1 second. So number one is between one and two, there's the short rice. And the first number three. That
Don't
will be
focus on the don't focus on the data yet. Identify whether they're about radio and television. So number one, is that radio or television?
Radio.
It's radio. Yeah. And always encourage your students to work from the general to the specific. So first they identify if it's radio or television, right? What about this one? It stays at about probably television. What about the third one? Radio or television?
Radio.
It's TV.
Okay.
Sentence number four. That's also TV. And the last one, radio or TV?
Radio.
Yeah. All right. Now you've worked on the general. Now you can work on the specific. So try to complete the gaps. Some of them are related to times of day, and some of them are related to, some of them are percentages, right? So I'll give you here's the link again. You are slide. Both of you are slide 6. Give you a few minutes to try and complete that data. Sorry. There we are. Remember the figures, the percentages, and the times are on the graph. You only have to look at the graph. Perhaps to speed this up, Adriana, you could just do the final two sentences. And if Monica, you complete finish two and three. I'll give you 30 more seconds. See how much you can get in there. All right, so these are the correct answers. Let's focus on some of the Lexis. This is going to be very important for your students to be able to describe these trends, right? So sharp and rise. What part of speech is sharp and what part of speech is rise? Well, I've kind of given it away there. Sharp is an adjective, right? And noun is rise. What what part of speech is shoots up?
Verb.
It's a verb and the adverb
Rapidly.
rapidly, exactly. So I'm going to give you another handout now so we can focus on this Lexis. Please open this second handout. And you see this? Oh, that's the answer. I don't want to show you that. Let's just open this box. What other adjective noun combinations can you see in our sentences? Look at the slide on page 10, slide 10. What other adjective noun combinations are there? This is pretty important for expanding your students' range of collocations. These are called collocations, aren't they? Sharp rise.
So we're looking for adjective noun
Adjective
or
nouns, yes. Adjective nouns
adjective noun.
first.
Okay, adjective noun.
And we can put them in our box there. So other adjective nouns might be How about rapid? Decrease.
Slight increase in the last one. Slight increase.
Indeed. Slight increase. Yeah.
Slight increase. Right, and suddenly possibly gradual decline.
Ah, where do you see that? I was looking for
It's
that.
in this, yeah, in
Ah,
the
yes,
last one,
yeah.
gradual decline.
Final sentence.
Hmm.
Good. So that's noun, adjective noun, isn't it? What about verb, adverb? So see if we can find examples there. The example we're given is rises steadily, verb, adverb. Can you find more examples of that collocation? Adriana, can you help us with that? Now we're looking for examples of verb adverbs. Ah, here's an example here. Look, blue rises steadily.
Fall briefly.
Great, yeah. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it, yeah. Oh, we could include shoots up rapidly. Oh, yes, we've got that one already. Good. So that's a useful activity to expand the range of collocations that your students can use. Right. Finally, we do the writing. Here it's handy if you can give students the opportunity to see the two ways that this answer could be structured. Right. So, I'm going to give you about uh, 10 minutes max to try to attempt this task, 150 words, but there are two ways you can do it. Uh, Monica, I'd like you to try worksheet 3A, in which there's an introduction, you cover radio, you cover TV, and then you write a summary. So I'm going to send you this link directly so that only Monica can access this. There we go. Whereas Adriana you're going to have a different structure. It's the same task, but the structure is different. So you're doing introduction, morning, TV, radio, then TV, afternoon, radio, then TV, evening, radio, then TV, and then the summary. See how much you can write in literally 10 minutes. And then we'll compare our answers to see how the structure affects the different stages affects the writing. Okay. Good luck. So you've got, give you 10 minutes. Just see it as a challenge to see how much you can write in 10 minutes.
Did you did you share the links?
Yeah, look in the chat, Monica. I've sent it directly to you.
Oh, to my chat. Okay.
Yeah, Adriana, can you confirm that you received it? It's worksheet for you, Monica. It's worksheet 3A.
Yes, I have it. Thanks.
I can't find it. Let's see.
Look in the
Got it.
chat. Yeah.
No,
And
not yet.
uh, Adriana, 3B.
Okay.
Mm.
See how much you can do in 10 minutes. left. 1 minute left. Don't worry if you haven't written very much. We're still able to compare. Still able to compare styles, even if you haven't written very much. So I'm gonna give Adriana the link to Monica's. There we go. And to Monica Adriana's, so you can have a look at the the differences, if any. Yeah. Things you should remind students when they're writing is that they should use some of these phrases, some of these collocations, like the verb, adverb, adjective, noun collocations. Try not to repeat the rubric too closely in the introduction. But those are pretty good attempts, guys. Yeah. So Monica's introduction was this line graph presents the amount of TV viewers and radio listeners. Yeah. Yeah. Covers the time frame. Clear introduction. Yeah. Also clear introduction, Adriana. Adriana's is focused on the times of day and Monica's is focused on the medium. You can also correct them on the use of these discourse markers, like on the one hand, on the other hand. Just proofread, get them to students to proofread. Do we say steadily decline or steady decline, Monica?
Well, I wrote it steadily, but it's not correct, I guess,
Why?
because the adverb is the steady, not steadily,
The
right?
adjective is steady. The adjective's
Okay.
steady, and the noun
And
is
it's
decline.
describing,
Yeah.
yeah, it's describing the verb. Correct.
No, it's
Correct. My mistake. Yeah.
describing the noun. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The noun.
To
Oh,
decline
that's
to decline steadily, that would be correct. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, like what Adrian has written here is correct. Fall steadily. Yeah. There's the verb. Good. Good job, both of you. And we're just about finished. Um, it's a good idea to give students, different types of writing tasks, different graphs to work with. But you did pretty well with that. And we're just about finished with the course. Um, I'm going to mark you both present and for today. Here we are. That's Monica, Adriana. Quite a lot of absences today, aren't there? Yeah. And I'll tick you. I guess you've completed your Neo. So I'm going to tick that. So you can be awarded your certificates. Well done.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, you've reached the end. Were you able to do all your Neo activities on the
Yes.
platform? Yeah,
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's absent. So I think I can just check Laura did her activities. Yeah, like you with the three. You, Laura, and who else? There's one. Lisbeth also, by the looks of it. Okay, so let's. Ooh, she's just missed one that she should have attended. Okay, good job. Well done. So I will let Aaron know that you finished, and he will proceed to issue you with the certificates.
Thank you so much, Andrew. It was a pleasure to get in to meet you, and thank you for the tips and everything.
Yes, thank you.
Right.
I really appreciate all your time. Thanks.
If you have a few minutes left, it would be useful to have your opinion about what could be improved for for future sessions. This was our course. So, which training session do you think was or will be most useful to you? Least useful? Do you have any other suggestions? If you have a minute or two to complete that, you don't have to do it now. You could think about it. And do you have any exams preparation courses at the moment, Adriana and Monica?
Yeah, maybe next month, but not yet.
Okay, I hope they go well.
Thanks.
And I hope that some of this, even though maybe you're not teaching IELTS, you might find it useful for, I don't know, some of the Cambridge exams. But, but
My students are taking IELTS after our major exam here for
uh,
high schoolers. Like it's called ICFES.
uh,
They are presenting that in March, sorry, and after that they'll have to present IELTS. So yeah.
great. Are you feeling more confident?
Yeah. And especially um understanding better the sort of strategies that I can learn for myself and then teach them how to use in real exercises. I love that part really. Like the tips, the strategies. Uh, yeah.
Great. You, Adriana, are you teaching any exam classes at the moment?
And well, now I'm teaching English in elementary school, first
Uh,
and second grade, so no, by the moment no,
uh-huh.
but I hope so.
You might in the future. Yeah.
Yes,
Well, I wish you every good fortune. And I'll let you get on with your evening now. Thank you very much for participating. You've been wonderful participants.
thank you very
And
Thank you
much.
so much, Andrew. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for your time
thank
and
you.
dedication. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Adriana.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Bye,
Bye.
Monica. Nice to meet you.